Penn State Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics Sandy Barbour is a nominee for the Sports Business Journal Athletic Director of the Year Award, and on Wednesday she announced that after 8 years at Penn State, she's going to retire this summer, and I'm joined by Sandy Barbour. Sandy, congratulations on a great career. I know you still have a few more months left, but congratulations and thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Brian. More work to be done. Always more work to be done, and I'm certainly excited about that. But yes, today's announcement is bittersweet for me, but certainly come to the right time for me to do that.
Why is it the right time, and what went into the decision?
Well, all of you who know me know that a lot went into it, and particularly to leave something my passion around intercollegiate athletics and students, and in obviously this moment my passion and my appreciation for Penn State. But you know, I've been doing this for 41 years, and starting as a coach, and then as an administrator, and then athletic director at 3 different places, and I only know one way. And that's you know, that's 100%. And at some point, I knew that I'd start to feel like I couldn't go at that pace, and I felt like we'd gotten there.
You mentioned 41 years, and you started as a coach. Did you ever envision this is where your career would lead to?
You know, Brian, I appreciate that question because, you know, you think about my first year as an assistant coach at UMass Amherst, as a graduate student, assistant field hockey and lacrosse coach, and, you know, there weren't very many women in college administration, some in coaching, which is why I could see that path to coaching, but not many women in administration. So I would say you know, in the fall of 1981, absolutely not. I wouldn't have seen this, but it's been such a great journey. So many people that have helped me along the way, and have mentored and championed, and been great friends and mentors. I'm very appreciative.
Who are some of those mentors that when you reach this point in your career, you reflect on, wow, they helped me get to this point?
Well, certainly early on, you know, I think most know that I started my career in the Big Ten at Northwestern, and you know, the senior women's administrators in the Big Ten, Phyllis Bailey at Ohio State, Carol Kars at Illinois, Sandy McCullough at Northwestern, Phyllis Oker at Michigan, and you know, just so many people that saw a young up-and-comer and said they wanted to help me, and I don't know that they envisioned what women of the next generation might have the opportunity to do.
When you see yourself as a female, as a leader in intercollegiate athletics in a male-dominated industry, what kind of role model do you hope that you have been for young ladies out there today, and what do you feel like your role has been?
Yeah, you know, Brian, I'll be very honest. That is a piece that early on was really difficult for me because I wanted to be known as a talented administrator. Yep. I wanted to be known as a great athletic director or an effective athletic director. And it took me a while, frankly, to really understand the power and the ability to help influence and provide empowerment to young women. To get into the industry, and I would say, you know, sometime during my time at Cal, that really I started to embrace that, and I think today that is certainly one of the opportunities that I have has been so fulfilling. Talking to one of our coaches yesterday, they talked about the young women in their program and some of the things along the way that they've said about having a woman in the athletic director's seat and what that's meant to them, and that was really special to me.
It sounds like you consider that part of your legacy. Have you thought about your legacy and what you want that to be?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, by definition, I think legacy is for others, others to decide. So I don't know that that's for me to say, but I certainly hope that my legacy somehow is around empowerment for all of our student athletes. It's around connection, providing connection opportunities for community with the university, with athletics, with our student athletes, with our coaches, and helping to create opportunities for success. And you know, I mean, our vision statement is preparing students for a lifetime of impact, and I hope that my legacy is wrapped up in that impact.
That leads me perfectly into my next question. Your hallmark of your time here at Penn State has been preparing student athletes for a lifetime of impact. What do you feel like some of your greatest accomplishments have been?
Well, I think certainly at the top of that list has to be what our graduation rates are today. And this is a place that Penn State has always, historically, going back decades, been really good from an academic standpoint in terms of providing conditions for success for students around their academics. But for us to have set for Penn State, because it is the family, it is everyone who has contributed to that, including obviously our very talented students. But for us to set the records today at a place that's always been really good, I think that's got to be at the top of the list.
And when you mention that at Penn State, it's a team. I know you've had great support from Dr. Eric Barron, the president of Penn State, your entire leadership team here within the athletic department. All those accomplishments aren't possible without surrounding yourself with great people as well. What has that team meant to you?
Well, none of us accomplish anything by ourselves. I mean, literally nothing. I don't know. I'm not sure anybody even drives to work, alone or accomplishes it alone. But first of all, I mean, Dr. Barron, I'm so appreciative of his leadership, his friendship, his and Molly's, and obviously he believed in me in 2014 and brought me to Penn State. So I'm very appreciative there. But I'm also appreciative of his view of college athletics and how powerful that athletics can be for the university, and I think that's really shown through in the last 8 years. But again, it's also something that Penn State has always done, is leverage athletics in a way to be very positive for our entire community.
As I mentioned right at the top, for the third time, you're a nominee for the Sports Business Journal AD of the Year award. What does it mean with so many talented peers out there for that recognition?
Well, I do tip my cap to my other peers, my peers on that list. They've all done incredible things. But I would say that my biggest reaction to that is I think those awards are all misnamed because again, none of us do anything, accomplish anything alone, and it's really I'm honored and humbled to be nominated, and it's a team award. I mean, it's our Intercollegiate Athletics Department, our one team, is the recipient of that nomination.
What does it take in today's day and age of the evolving college sports landscape, navigating out of a pandemic, to be successful in leading an athletic department in the year 2022?
Well, I think it takes a lot of flexibility. One of my mentors, Kevin White, the recently retired AD at Duke, called it situational flexibility, and I think it is critical. We've got to evolve. We've got to continuously maintain our core values, who we are and why we do what we do and what we're all about, but at the same time then evolve some of the tactics and the mechanics around it. And I think that was critical during the height of COVID, and our coaches and our student athletes and our department and frankly our university were tremendous about, okay, let's focus on what's really important to us. First, health and safety, and then secondly, as it relates to our athletic department, how do we provide an opportunity for our student athletes to compete, play the sport, compete at a high level in the sports they love, and I think we did both of those pretty well.
How would you describe the last year now of bringing Penn Staters, not just the student athletes back, but the fans, 107,000 strong at Beaver Stadium, bringing everyone back together here in Happy Valley?
I think it's been incredible perspective for all of us. Penn State fans, Penn State enthusiasts, our alumni, our community are the best. They're phenomenal. Their passion, their support, their purpose, their focus on student athletes. I mean, that's where we all get it from, right? They're phenomenal. And to have gone a season without fans and support in the stands, and then to come back to it, we realized how much we missed it. I've had so many conversations with, in particular, student athletes about how much they now realize that presence what that means to them, and how much it has influenced their ability to succeed. So obviously thrilled to have Penn Staters back in the stands, back doing what they do best, and just appreciate it so much.
I know from day one accepting this job that you've been really enamored with the passion of Penn Staters, and that's part of what attracted you to Penn State. Now, as you announce your retirement today, what is your message to Nittany Nation?
Well, keep being you. Do what Penn Staters do, which is to support students, to provide them with conditions for success. You know, we have a 31 sport, 800 plus student athlete program, and you know, that's not easy to do in this day and age, and not very many people are doing it, and it's something we're really proud of. And you know, that's going to take everybody pulling together and supporting each and every one of our student athletes, each and every one of our programs, and I just know how proud Nittany Nation is of what we do athletically, and the success that our student athletes have, and how our student athletes wearing the blue and white represent. And I just would encourage everyone to keep supporting our student athletes, keep coming out, keep being generous in your philanthropy and your you know, your support in so many different ways, because there are literally hundreds of ways that you can be impactful and support Penn State students.
So Sandy, as you said, after 41 years, have you thought about what's next yet?
Well, in the most immediate future, I'm headed to Detroit for NCAA wrestling, and obviously a pursuit of a championship, another NCAA wrestling championship. And our fencing program is competing in the NCAAs a week from now on both the men's and the women's side. And obviously, our spring sports are well underway. So I'm most looking forward to that. I want to have a next edition, I guess. I certainly want to teach. I think that's something that I've thought about for a long time. I think I would enjoy that. But I think, to be honest, you know, right off the bat, I've promised myself I won't say yes to too many things, so that I can enjoy Happy Valley, enjoy the relationships that have been formed, and people that I've just enjoyed being around and would like some more time with. And you know, it'll come what's next, but this is you know, I feel very grateful and blessed to have the opportunity to finish my collegiate career here in Happy Valley and at Penn State. It's really been a great honor.
Well, Sandy, congratulations on a great career. Savor those last couple of months, and thanks for the time today.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.